Flosstube, Crafttube. My name is Tia and you've reached my channel here at Calm Creations on YouTube, and this is my little crafty space where I share all my bits and pieces of crafty things that I've been up to over the last week. So first of all, I want to send virtual hugs. Now there's a few because I've had 2 videos last week, so I've got a few to send. So I've got Patchy Pony Stitcher, Darren, Aussie Maria, Cheryl, Becky Crafty Mama, Deb Frog Cottage Designs, and Crafty Yams. So thank you so much for coming and spending some time with me and seeing what I've been up to. I really do appreciate it. So that's my virtual hugs. Right, what have I been doing? Travel stitching. I've done a little bit on my tribal turtle, which is this piece. So this is by Mo Sale on Etsy, and so I've only done a tiny bit on this. So I've done a bit of work in here and up to there. Not an awful lot, but a little bit. So that is my tribal turtle. And that's on a piece of, I think it's 14 count. 14 count hand-dyed Ada crafted by Juliet. So that is that piece. What else? What else? Right, now I didn't do an awful lot on my Spring by the Cricket collection. I did a few more. Oh, look at that, I've got orts everywhere. Only tiny little bit on this one, and it's, so this is Spring by the Cricket collection. Excuse all the wrinkles, but I only did some more colours up in the berry pie, so not an awful lot, but that is my Spring by the Cricket collection. Now this week's stitching is the Shores of Hook Run Hollow. Where's my book? Which will look like this when it's finished, and I'm working on this big centre block in here. So this is this week's stitching. So I showed it last week. I've just got to put the sidebars back on, but that is the Shores of Hook Run Hollow. So that's where that's up to. So that will be having some stitches put into it this week. Stay. Right. Next week is Night Walk Down by the Blue Flower. And this is being stitched on a piece of 40 count vintage Country Maker linen. And I started it on the 27th of August 2020. So that's that one there. And this is where I'm up to on this little piece. Which way does it go? I think it goes that way. So I haven't done an awful lot. So that is that one. So that is next week's stitching. And then the other piece I've been working on, now I put it into a key snap, but I'll take it out so I can show you. get this off. I'll just slide it, I think. Should have been more prepared. But YOLO. Take that off. Okay, so this is the piece I'm doing with the Fat Quarter Shop. So this is A Year in Celebrations Continues. This is season 2, and I'm stitching this one down here, which is July. And this is where I'm up to on that. Let's just make this a bit more. There we go. So I've done the first part, and I've done one of the corn cobs, well, the corn things with the cob on the top, and then there's some Smyrna crosses that have to go in up here, and then another 2 of these, and then some barns across the bottom. So I'm loving doing that. That's coming along nicely, and that's being stitched on 25 count Dublin linen 2/2. So that is that piece. Right, that is my stitching. Not an awful lot, but I've been working on so I started another, yes I know, another crochet blanket. This one's for my youngest granddaughter, and it is using Yarnspirations Karen Cakes in all shades of purple. So this is for my youngest granddaughter, and try and put that there, yeah, which is the right way, and this way. So this is where I'm up to on that one. So I've been doing this in the car. This has been my travel stitching, but it's coming along so quickly. That's one whole ball, and I've only just started on the second ball. So, and hopefully 2 will be enough to make it the size that I want. So that is Tiana's blanket. So that goes in there. Now the other thing, I've done a little bit on my socks, not an awful lot, but you know, it still looks no different. It's just getting a little bit longer, but that's my little sock coming along. And I've been doing the continental method, which is so much easier and quicker. I think I've got it now, so I'm getting better at it, so I'm enjoying doing that. I haven't worked on Spencer's blanket, I haven't worked on my cardigan, and I haven't worked on my 10 stitch blanket either. So that's that. Now when I was teaching myself to learn the continental method of knitting, I think I showed you, I started where is it? I started doing the mitered square blanket, which is this one here, just using all my scraps, but because they're different thicknesses of wool, see that one will come up there, I didn't know how it would come out, but I may still continue with this one, I don't know, I'll see, just to use up all those bits. but that is that one. Right, I've got a little bit of haul, and then that'll be it. So let me just grab that. I should have brought it a bit closer. Right. Now these I'm excited about. Well, you know, I get excited about all my shopping. I bought these, not yesterday, the day before I think, fat quarter bundles. So they're 5 flat fat bundle. Try to say that really fast. And look at these, they're all bees. There's that one. There's some honeycomb. There's, you know what, I'm going to take it out and show you. So I bought 3 of these. They were on clearance at work, and these were the last 3. So aren't they just cute? I love the colour palette. It is just so cute. Look at those little bees. Now, I'm allergic to bees, and have to go to hospital if I get stung by a bee, but these are just, you know, these ones are safe. That way. Look at that. And the last one, which way does that go? Aren't they just adorable? So, if you know of a, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'm wanting to make a quilt. So, if you know of any good quilt patterns that use fat quarters, then drop it down below, because I'd be interested in having a look. I don't want to lose too much of the detail of them if possible, but I'll need to get some blenders to go with it, and I'm thinking just white. So that's my fat quarter bundles. Now I bought these. These are iron-on transfers, and they're in a like a watercolor, watercolor iron-on transfer, rainbow zebra and hummingbirds, and I just think they are so beautiful. But I've got a craft with me planned for these, so that is that. And something I've never tried before that I want to have a go at, and that is needle felting. So this is a new product we've got at work, and it's a little hedgehog. I love hedgehogs. So we don't have hedgehogs in Australia, but we do have them in New Zealand, and I've always had a fascination for them. They're just so, you know, they've got cute little faces, and so that's the full kit. I'm gonna have a go at doing that, and it's a dimensions kit. So that's my little hedgehog. And then I also bought some more fabric because it was on clearance, and I'm a huge Marvel nerd. I love the Marvel and DC Comics and all the movies. So when I saw this yesterday, I just had to get fabric, and it's got all of the superheroes on there. So we've got Black Widow, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, the Hulk, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Daredevil, Luke Cage, the Punisher, Iron Fist. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I've got 2 meters of it. So I don't know, but that's that. And the other thing I bought was some more wool. I don't have a crochet blanket on my bed. Everyone else has got one. I've got my Lucky Dip blanket that I keep in the car, which is just made out of, you know, all my scraps, but I want one for my bed. So we had a sale, and I bought some wool to make myself a blanket. So these are my colours. So I got cream, black, grey and orange. So that's what I'm going to make my blanket out of. And I'm thinking, I don't know if you can see, this is a ripple crochet pattern. I'm not going to do the ripple, but I'm going to do the more chevron one, is what I'm thinking. I've made lots of chevron blankets before, crocheted ones, but I thought that's what I'll use these for. So that is my haul. I think that's it. I haven't done an awful lot. I'm itching to get back to the sewing machine. I had it serviced a few weeks ago, and I'm dying to do some sewing. So I think I may do some sewing today, or I don't know. I'll find something crafty to do because it's Tuesday and I'm home. Back to work tomorrow, and then I've got Thursday, Friday off. So yeah, if I start something today or carry on with something today, then, you know, I've got another couple of days to work on it as well before the weekend. So anyway, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed that little sped through crazy floss tube, craft tube. But other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful crafty week, and I will see you all again soon. Thanks, bye.